Good evening, everybody, and good morning, ma'am. Today we have Miss Join with us from Niagara College, and it is a very, very good opportunity because, as we know, that there are so many students who talks to me, who asks me about Niagara College specifically because there are so many students who have applied, so many students who are waiting for the visas, so many students who are still waiting for their offer letters because of the lot of applications that has been done this fall or maybe this winters. So I would really first want to thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us because I know it's early morning and you have a lot to do, but still you take out time. You yourself wanted to join us. Yourself wanted to meet the students, and it is a very very good opportunity for us and for our students. So I would really like to thank you first. And I want if you can brief about Niagara College and if you can share some of your experiences that you have faced in Canada. Like students are coming, students have started with their offline classes. So much is going on. So
Yeah,
if you want to share your experience, that would be really great.
sure. Thanks for, first of all, thanks for having me this morning, Serby. It's so nice to see you. As we were just saying before we formally started, that it's been a long time since I was able to travel and see you in your office. So hopefully we'll get to do that soon. And I just wanted to thank our partners at Landmark Immigration for a very strong partnership for supporting Niagara College, for supporting our students. So really, we know that in order for you to make the right selection of your college, of your program, that it takes strong partners like Landmark who are very knowledgeable about what we offer. So that your Niagara College experience starts with Landmark, and then I always tell students that once Landmark's done taking care of you, then it's over to me and my colleagues at Niagara College. So Niagara College is located in the region of Niagara, and I'll tell you a little bit more in a few minutes about the college itself and our region, but I'll speak to just currently where we're at. So I guess you're curious where things are at with the pandemic in Ontario. So we are in the fourth wave.
Okay. Ma'am,
Uh,
I'm sorry if I'm disturbing. If you want to share the screen also, we can do
oh,
it.
sure, we could do that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, Serby, can you see my presentation now?
Yes, I'll just ask channel. I'll just request channel to please show the screen. Give us the permission to show the screen. Yes, ma'am. I can see your screen
Okay,
now.
great. Okay, so yeah, just so where we're at with the September term, we do have programs that are being delivered both hybrid and online. So we are doing our best to get as many students here as possible, having that Canadian experience studying at the college itself. And our goal is for January to have 100% of the programs being delivered hybrid. So our goal is to have all students come for January. So Niagara College, as I was mentioning, it's located in the Niagara region, which is about 100 kilometers west of Toronto. We are a mid-sized Canadian college. We have 12,000 students, full-time students, and about 4,500 of those are international students. So if you come to our college, it's quite diverse. So we're really about enriching lives and fulfilling dreams. And what that means is we really want to make sure that you're supported both academically and also outside of the classroom. We want to make sure that you're choosing the program that is best for you and you have a very strong academic experience at the college. So, the college, one of the things that I tell people is about our applied learning. So you learn by doing, and we say that our students are Monday morning work ready. So basically, you can graduate on Friday, and you have the skills and knowledge that you need to start your new workplace on Monday. And I'll talk a little bit more about the applied learning experience in a minute. Another thing that makes us really unique is we call it NCDNA. So the staff and faculty that work there, they're really committed to you as a student. Excuse me, and want to make sure that you're supported. And we have sort of a Niagara College family, and once you come, you're part of our family, and you're really going to feel that when you come. I do have a video, Serby, that I'm going to try to show. So just wave your hand if you can't hear my volume, okay? My sound.
Yes, we can see the video.
Thank you. So, Serby, I hope you were able to see the applied
Yes,
learning that I was talking about.
yes,
And so, really, it's like you learn by doing. There's lots of activity in all of your classrooms.
yes.
So, 60% of what you learn will be sort of theory, and then 40% is going to be applied learning. Excuse me. So we have students from over 90 countries. Actually, that's probably higher now. I think it's around 106 different countries. So there are people from all over the world at the college. And we have over 100 programs for you to choose from. And I'll talk a little bit more about the different academic areas in a minute. We do have scholarships that students are eligible to apply for. Mostly they're academic scholarships. So after you arrive, you can review these to see if you would be eligible for any of them. We also have pathway opportunities. So you could study at Niagara College for in a 2-year diploma, and then you could go to one of our partner institutions and complete a degree if you were interested. We are the number one research college in Canada. And again, that goes back to our expertise in applied learning. So we work with local industry partners on real life business problems, and then students can work with faculty to do the research and to support local businesses. And so there's different ways for you to work while you're in Canada. So you can work on campus. And you can also work off campus. You can work up to 20 hours a week off campus, but unlimited hours on campus. So if you want to work on campus, you could work at our research and innovation center, or you could also work at one of our learning enterprises, which I'll talk about in the next slide. So these are, we call them, so we have a teaching winery, a teaching greenhouse, a teaching brewery, a teaching spa. So students that are studying in these programs are able to work and again, gain practical experience while they're studying. So for example, with Benchmark Restaurant, the students that are in the culinary programs can work in the back of the house, and the students in hospitality can work in the front of the house. And it's a great way for you to make some extra money and practice what you're doing. So the Niagara region, as I mentioned, we're about 100 kilometers from Toronto. We've got Lake Ontario in the north there, Lake Erie in the south. We're right on the Canada-US border. There's $20 million of trade that goes over the Canada-US border every day. So there's a lot of businesses, international businesses that are located in the Niagara region and or they work through the region. So there's lots of different job opportunities that you could work at. It's something else that's really unique is that we have a microclimate because we're surrounded by the water there. And my dad always said that Niagara is in the sunny south of Ontario, so our climate is a little bit milder compared to other areas in Canada. I won't tell you from an Indian standpoint that it's not cold, but it's certainly warmer than a lot of other places. And of course, I'm sure you know we have the famous Niagara Falls in our backyard. So Niagara Falls is about 15 minutes from my house. I live in St. Catharines, which is the biggest city in the Niagara region, but certainly not big by Indian standards. So there's 130,000 people in St. Catharines, and then Niagara Falls, the city is about a 15-minute drive away, and we have the beautiful falls there. There's 14 million visitors that come to Niagara Falls every year, and of course, that's been hindered by COVID, but we're hopeful that things will change and the tourism industry is expected to rebound. So because of the large amount of visitors that we get there, there's a really large hospitality and tourism infrastructure. So one of the program areas that we're really strong in is hospitality and tourism. I mentioned we have culinary, which is one of our oldest and strongest programs. We have a wine region in the Niagara region, so we have wine and viticulture. So lots of different business programs for you to choose from as well. Just with living in Niagara, it is a lower cost of living. So if you're looking at, so I know students might be considering Toronto or Vancouver because they're bigger cities and they've heard of them, but it is a lower cost of living for you to come and study in Niagara. So it's about the rent is about, I would say you pay around $500-600 per person for your rent per month, whereas it would be double that if you were living in Toronto. It's also quite green here. As I mentioned, we're surrounded by water, and it's really a beautiful area. So the two campuses, we have, two main campuses. We have the Niagara on the Lake campus, which is now called the Daniel J. Patterson campus after our president who retired last year. And then we also have our Welland campus. So you can see those two NC dots. And then further here, you can see the Toronto location, which we've recently opened, launched this past year. So we do offer 4 programs there, general business, and then 3 postgraduate certificates, hospitality and tourism management, international business management, and human resource management. So at the Welland campus, we have our School of Applied Health, we have media, community and justice. This is where our fitness and IT programs are. We also have advanced manufacturing, and this is where our Walker Manufacturing Research Center is located. And I mentioned we're pretty proud to be one of the top 10 research colleges in Canada. And at the Daniel J. Patterson campus, we have our School of Environment, School of Business, Hospitality and Tourism and Sport. So I'm not sure, the students are probably quite familiar with college versus university, but just so at the college, we have 1-year undergraduate certificate. So that might be something like baking and pastry or culinary skills or mechanical techniques. Some 1-year programs there. And then we have a lot of 2- and 3-year diplomas, many of which have a co-op component. So going back to working, the students can work, like during their co-op, they would work for 4 months during their studies. The college supports you with finding that co-op placement. You would make the minimum wage in Ontario, which is $14.25 per hour, and a student can make about 6,000 Canadian dollars working for those 4 months. And then also we have 3 degree programs. So we have international commerce, we have human resources, and we have a Bachelor of Administration also in hospitality. And of course, we have 14 postgraduate certificates. So I can't, just due to our time, Serbi, I'm not going to go through all of these programs, but I just wanted to show the students just the breadth of programs that we offer. So environment and liberal studies, you can see there's lots of different options there. So greenhouse technician, horticulture technician. As I mentioned, we do have a working greenhouse on campus, which is just a beautiful place that students can work at while they're studying. And then we have lots of different hospitality and business programs. So 2- and 3-year diplomas, also our graduate certificates, our degrees. And then we have graduate certificates as well. Our School of Media, We've got broadcasting, computer programming, um, and community and justice, which is quite popular also with Indian students. So we have police foundations, protection and security and investigation programs, and engineering technology. These programs are quite popular. So we've got 2 and 3 year diplomas. So you could study electrical, electronic, photonics, renewable energies, so electrical engineering. So lots of different options for students that are interested in working in the field of technology. We do also offer trades, so motive power, for instance, the students were interested in that. We have health and fitness programs. So here we have you can see pharmacy technician, dental office administration, personal support worker, the Canadian Food and Wine Institute. Actually, we competed internationally and we won a bronze medal on behalf of Canada. So we're quite well known for our school, the Canadian Food and Wine Institute. And here we have the Culinary Innovation and Food Science program that students can study. We also have winery and viticulture that I mentioned. We have culinary management, which is a 2 year program with a co-op. There's also the 1 year certificates I mentioned earlier, baking and pastry and culinary skills. But what I really wanted to tell you about today, Surbi, is that we've got some new programs that we're launching, which I'm really excited about. We've got business analytics starting in fall 2022. So students can start applying for that now. That's a 1 year postgraduate certificate. We also have social media management being launched in fall 2022. Again, another graduate certificate. Actually, all of these are graduate certificates. We've got supply chain management that will open up for winter 23. Students will be able to apply for that starting the middle of this coming winter. So around the middle of January, they'll be able to apply for that. And then we also have healthcare and leadership and management. So this program is another graduate certificate, but the great thing about this one is it's offered 3 times a year. And we still have some availability for winter term. And then students could also apply for the spring 2022 and fall 2022. Of course, we have student support services to make sure that students are supported. We want them to do well academically, but we also support them with all other areas of their life on campus. So health, we've got health services, medical insurance is of course included into tuition. We have academic support. So if students are struggling in any way, we know that it's not easy sometimes for international students to come and study in a new environment. So we do have support there. We also have immigration support. So we have international student advisors that are RISHA certified, and they can support students with extending their study permits, applying for that postgraduate work permit when they're ready to do so. And we have career and employment support. So supporting students with finding those co-op placements that I was talking about. And also when they graduate, we can support them with finding employment. We also have amazing athletic facilities at each campus that students can use as part of their with their Niagara College ID card. They can gain full access. And then we also have housing support. So before you come, we have an international housing coordinator at each campus, and they can help you with that, finding somewhere to live. We are still providing conditional offers with language proficiency. We've all had to be a little bit flexible during the pandemic. So we are still accepting IELTS indicator, the TOEFL Special Home Edition, and Duolingo. And then, so if students are interested in what our proficiency requirements are, they can just Google Niagara College English proficiency and everything will pop up there. Again, as I mentioned, our plan is to do fully hybrid delivery for the winter term. I'm really excited to be back on campus and to see all the students coming and to welcome our Indian students when they come here in January. So we are still accepting some applications for the winter. There's very limited programs though that are still open. Probably it's not enough time to apply for your visa anyway. So you might want to look at spring 2022 and then also of course the fall, which is our biggest intake and our most program offerings. So we do have limited programs open. Lots of programs are open for the spring, but not as many programs are offered. So students should start looking now to see which term they want to apply for. So, Serby, I've been talking a lot, so I'm gonna stop sharing this presentation. Then I'm sure you can think of some questions that maybe the students might have after that.
Yes, sure. So it was actually a very informative presentation. I was so into the presentation, I just lost that we also have to go for the questions because there are so many students asking for the question. But my main question today would be, because every day I get question in our life, because this live is scheduled for every day, and we go live and then we got this question like every day. Then when will we get our offer letter from Niagara? So I know students are now getting their offer letters, and I know there were so many applications that it was not easy with deferments, applications, students coming. So what is your take? What is the turnaround time that is going on for the offer letters at the present moment?
Yeah, so we did get, I think as we came close to the September term, our admissions team to get a little bit backlogged. We had a huge demand in applications, a huge increase in
Yes,
applications for the winter term. Also, as you said, Serbi, a lot of students were deferring. So we had students that had deferred from the winter term, from the spring term. So a lot of those
true.
deferrals came into the fall. And then we had an increase. Well, then we had some students that couldn't come in the fall because they couldn't get here in time, unfortunately, right, with the pandemic and the visa processing time. So then again, a large group of those fall students deferred again to January. And we have seen an increase in applications. So basically, what I could advise students now, so if you've applied for the winter term and you're still waiting for an offer letter, there's a large number of programs that are either closed or waitlisted. So if you've applied for one of those programs, I strongly recommend that you work with your landmark counselor to look at what programs are open so that we can shift you into one of those programs, or you could look at coming in May instead. Okay, so that those are, but right now our processing time is about 3 weeks. Some of the programs we can do quite quickly. As I said, it's better for the students to take a look at what programs are open, and you can look at our program availability page with the help of your landmark counselor. See what's open. If you're interested, you can shift. If not, I recommend that you look at coming in May.
Okay. Then there is a question from Navneet Kaur, and she's asking, "Hi, I have done my BSc in biotechnology. Is there any course that is relevant, and is there any course that is available?" So what you will suggest for biotechnology students? Because I know there are a lot of opportunities in Niagara when it comes to agriculture, biotechnology, because we have so many courses. So what you would suggest to Navneet?
Yeah, so there's different ways, I guess, with the biotechnology you could go. So we do have two postgraduates in environmental sciences, so environmental management, and then ecosystem restoration. So the student could look at both of those. Sometimes students that are interested in biotechnology are also interested in food science. So we do have a 3-year diploma in food
Food.
innovation that the student could look at. So I would probably recommend one of those.
Okay. So there is a student who's asking for the fee structure also. So what about fee structure?
Sure. So the fee structure, I would say, depending on the program, it's between 17 and 20,000 Canadian dollars per year. So when you receive your offer letter, you can decide if you wanted to pay for one term of fees or two term of fees for the full year. And sorry, my son's just waking up. and
And that's
so
fine.
Yeah, and the fee structure, it includes what we call ancillary fees. So the different services on campus, so access to our student council, for instance, all the health, athletic, medical insurance, material fees are included. So because we're an applied learning institution, there's a lot of costs involved in some of the labs. So culinary management, for example, might have a higher material fee than another program like in hospitality. And so all of those fees are included in your tuition. And you can actually see breakdown for all the programs on our website, how the tuition is broken down.
Okay, so I would also ask one question, that if I talk about the postgraduate courses, so is there any seat available in January or maybe in May, postgraduate courses?
Yeah, so for January, it's very limited. The only postgraduate certificate I think we still have space in is the Healthcare and Leadership Management program that I spoke about earlier. In the spring term, we have international business management, hospitality, and tourism management, human resources and offered in the spring, but we also have the healthcare leadership program as well. So students could look at one of those postgraduate certificates. And then in the fall, that's when most of them are offered. So we have industrial automation, the environmental management and assessment that I talked about, ecosystem restoration. We have autism and behavioral sciences, and then we have the new ones that I spoke about, business analyst, social media marketing. So there's a few offerings in the spring
Yes.
term, and then basically all of our postgraduate certificates are offered for the fall intake.
Okay. So I would also see, I have so many questions, but I won't take much of your time. I know it's too early for you, and it is like something really great that you have taken out your time with such a busy schedule. But I have some questions. I'll take 5-10 minutes more.
Sure.
The second last question I would say is, so you have experienced students coming in Canada now. So what was it? What was the experience with Niagara College? So, is there any thing like online or offline? Both classes are going on. Students are now joining on campus. How is the safety guidelines and everything that is now being followed in Canada? If you can explain us a little bit about that as well.
Sure. So so as I mentioned, because it's an applied learning, we really wanted to get students back on campus as quickly as possible because a lot of the programs have strong lab requirements, right? So you can imagine like the technology programs, the culinary programs, we have a hairdressing program. Students need to be here, right, to learn
Yes.
hands-on what they need. So what we have is um, we have strong protocols that we're adhering to on campus to make it a very safe learning environment for students. We've reduced class sizes for those students that are studying in the labs. Um, we also there is a vaccine mandate, so all students do need to be vaccinated. So my understanding is that most Indian students are being vaccinated before they come. COVID Shield is an approved WHO and Canadian government vaccine, so you can come to Canada with that vaccine. Then, before you start your program, you can upload your vaccination documents to your MyNC portal, demonstrating that you're vaccinated. When you come in every day, you just swipe your Niagara College card. And we do ask everyone to do a daily screening, of course, which I think is normal in most workplaces. So you do a daily screening, you come on campus. We're practicing protocols to keep the environment very safe. It's been very safe so far. We haven't had any outbreaks at the college, which we're very proud of. Our goal with January, because like I said, we want all students to be able to come back and study in person and have that Niagara College experience, because we know that sometimes learning online, you want to be able to interact with your classmates and meet your teacher face to face. So basically what we're doing for all the programs is we're going to combine hybrid with online for January. So you will those classes that need to be on campus will be on campus, and then we'll still have online classes. The online classes we have both synchronous and asynchronous classes. So synchronous means it happens live. Online, you need to be kind of like Serby and I right now. We're live together.
Hmm.
Asynchronous just means that you can take that or watch that lecture whenever
Sure.
you have time, right? So we're being as flexible as we can. We're also being really flexible with students with regards to withdrawal and deferral policy. We know that a lot of things have happened during the pandemic that has been out of the students' control. So we have aimed to always be as student friendly and supportive as we can. Um,
I know.
We don't know what will happen. I'm sure students are familiar. IRCC has a policy that you can study up to 100% of your program online and have it counted towards your postgraduate work permit. So that is in effect until December 31st. We don't know what will happen afterwards. And you know, and that's why we really want to get students here. We know students are keen to travel. I know the students want to come and they want to be in Canada. So we're doing our best to get you all here. We also have a travel team who was previously our quarantine team. So they're the ones that you need to speak to before it's time to come to Canada to make sure that you know what documents you need. Things are constantly changing. So it's our NC quarantine at niagaracollege.ca. Even though everyone does need to quarantine, we're still calling them the quarantine team, but they'll support you with your travel. So make sure before you come try to Canada that you do communicate or check out that on our website so you know what the travel guidelines are. We want you to get here safely. We want you to have a welcoming experience when you land in Canada. We want you to feel welcomed, like I said, and then get you on campus and into your classes. Hopefully, safely, we'll have a nice, smooth start for the winter term.
Yeah, thank you so much for the answer, ma'am. It was actually very much needed because when students they get their visa, they have to inform the college team because they need some letters to travel, they need some enrollment letters to travel, and they have to contact Niagara College quarantine, or maybe now it is a travel team. I would say that you have to contact, you have to send your visa copies and everything that you are now planning to travel. You are planning to travel on this and that date. So, thank you so much, ma'am, for telling us the same. And one more thing that I would like to say to our student is that our application fee waiver is also going on from Niagara College. For so landmark team application fee waiver is also there. So, ma'am, if you want to tell something about the same to the students, because
Yeah,
earlier they have to pay $100.
yeah, so we have a great partnership with Landmark Immigration, and so we actually for a long time now we've had an application fee waiver. So if you apply with Landmark, you don't have to pay the $100 fee. So it's a like I said, it's a long-standing partnership. And Serby and I were talking earlier about how I can't wait to get back to visit our friends at Landmark and meet some of the students in person before they come, and I could tell them a little bit more about studying at the college in person. That would be really nice.
That's great. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.
And as I said, I would not take much of your time. It was actually a very informative session. I really want that we should come live oftenly so we can get in contact with the students. Anything you want to tell to our students for their after visa process, or anything that is very much important that they should follow, because there are so many people that goes into so many difficulties when they are traveling. They're not being able to inform to the college, or they are not being able to get their enrollment letters or anything. But I know Niagara College have been very, very supportive to us and to our students also. Many of our students have now been traveled to the college, and now they have started with their classes and everything. So Niagara College have been very, very systemized and very, very supportive, I would say. Anything, ma'am, that you want to share to our students that they should follow, that is needed from our students also?
Yeah, I think that's we've touched on it, Survey, but just to reiterate what you said is, yeah, it's really important that as soon as you get your visa, that you email it a copy to our team, the NC quarantine team, and always include your name and your student number when you're contacting the college, so we can identify you. And then what they'll do is based on how the guidelines are as we approach the fall term, because we're constantly adjusting as we all have been during the
True.
pandemic, right? We're constantly adjusting our processes. We're trying to be making them as supportive for the students as possible. But it's really important that you follow the guidelines from our travel team, who's the best one to support you. Before we had to give student very specific dates, but now you're able to come into Canada for non-essential travel. So students can actually access their confirmation of enrollment themselves from the MyNC portal, which they can use to travel. And but then also keep informed with our travel team, so that you know what the most recent travel updates are. 'Cause who knows if anything will change before we get to the winter term. But let's hope, like I said, let's hope for a nice smooth start to the winter term and get as many students here as possible to start their Niagara
Hoping for the
College
best.
journey. Yes.
Yes, hoping for the best and hoping for all the good things on our ways. And I would really, really want that COVID should end, as the it should just vanish away. So we can also meet in person. You can travel back to India like earlier days, and we can meet students here in India as well. So thank you so much, ma'am, once again. And I would really thank that you have taken out your time such in the early morning time. And I would say, students, ma'am will join us back very soon with some new opportunities on our way and some good news for January intake as well. So thank you so much, ma'am, and we'll meet again for
Mm.
sure soon.
Yeah, thanks again, Serbi, for having me this morning. And then also, I just wanted to say, I guess it's last day of Navitri. I always say this.
Navratri, Navratri,
Navratri.
right?
I can say it wrong. So happy Navratri to you,
Thank you
to
so
our
much.
friends
Thank
at
you so
Landmark,
much.
and to all the students. I hope you enjoy this special festive season with your friends and family. Please take this time to enjoy each other. And again, hoping to see many of you at Niagara College in the winter term.
So great of you. Thank you so much. Bye
Okay.
bye.
Thanks,
Have a
Serbi.
nice
Take
day.
care.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, it was so good to see ma'am here. Miss Join was has joined us directly from Canada, and it is too early in Canada as of now. And wishing us all good luck this Navratri. And I would also say that every student should be positive at this point of time, and everything is going good. अभी तक कोविड की सिचुएशन भी बहुत सॉर्टेड है, वैक्सीनेटेड हैं हम सब. तो आज का जो सेशन था, मैं थोड़ा सा समराइज जरूर करूंगी, पर आप मुझे कुछ 2 मिनट का समय दीजिए. आई विल बी बैक इन जस्ट 2 मिनट्स. ओके. ओके, सो थैंक यू सो मच स्टूडेंट. टाइम बैक मैम, मैं 26 जुलाई नायग्रा कॉलेज इन वेलेंट द ऑफ लेटर अप्लाई किया हुआ है, हले तक आया नहीं जी. बिल्कुल गुड सेवक गरचा जी, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲੈਂਡਮਾਰਕ ਦੇ ਥਰੂ ਅਪਲਾਈ ਕੀਤਾ ਤਾਂ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਆਪਣੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਡਾਕੂਮੈਂਟਸ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰੋ. ਮਤਲਬ ਆਈ ਮੀਨ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਫਾਈਲ ਨੰਬਰ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰੋ. ਅਦਰਵਾਈਜ਼ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਹੋਰ ਕੰਸਲਟੈਂਟ ਤੋਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਤਾਂ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਹੋ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਫੋਲੋ ਅਪ ਕਰਨ. ਦੇਖੋ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਏਦਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ, ਮਤਲਬ ਆਈ ਵੁੱਡ ਸੇ ਕਿ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਐਪਲੀਕੇਸ਼ਨਸ ਇਸ ਇਨਟੇਕ ਹੋਈਆਂ नायगरा कॉलेज से. एंड एवरी इनटेक होती भी है नायगरा कॉलेज में एप्लीकेशंस. सो बट ड्यू टू कोविड, ड्यू टू डेफरमेंट्स, ड्यू टू स्टूडेंट्स गोइंग टू कनाडा, yes, it was not possible कि इतनी जल्दी offers आते रहे. If I take culinary skills in Niagara, still I get offer free of letter. Yes, Param, for landmark immigration, every course if you are applying through Niagara College, yes, the offer letter is free. So do not worry about it. Yes, offer letter is free. And students, I'll be taking up your live calls also. So you can email me at info@landmarkimmigration.com, and as of now, if you want to call me, you can call me at 9041390412. Okay. एंड आज का जो सेशन था वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट था। काफी चीजें जानने को मिली, रिक्वायरमेंट्स जानने को मिली। उन्होंने आपको ये समझाया कि जब आपका नाइग्रा कॉलेज से वीजा भी आ जाए तो यू हैव टू मेक इट श्योर कि आप उनकी एनसी क्वारंटीन टीम @naigara college.ca पर आपको ईमेल करना है। यू हैव टू इन्फॉर्म द ट्रैवल टीम दैट पहले इट वाज अ क्वारंटीन टीम बट अभी वो ट्रैवल टीम है, तो आपको इन्फॉर्म करना है that you have got your visa. Only after they will make you understand how you have to go, how you have to travel, if they'll provide you your offer letter and everything, enrollment letter and everything, तभी आप आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। नहीं तो ट्रैवल करने में दिक्कत आएगी। काफी आपने आज जानने को मिला बिकॉज नायग्रा इज ऑन द नायग्रा फॉल्स। 2 कैंपसेस हैं। बहुत ब्यूटीफुल है। इतना बड़ा कोई रीजन नहीं है जिसकी वजह से कॉस्टली हो, बट जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज उतनी ही है बिकॉज नायग्रा फॉल्स है, टूरिस्ट डेस्टिनेशन है, दे हैव देयर ओन वाइनरीज एंड एवरीथिंग। अपॉर्चुनिटीज बहुत ज्यादा है। अगर आप अप्लाई करना चाहते हैं नायग्रा कॉलेज, देयर इज फ्री एप्लीकेशन। एंड अगर आप लैंडमार्क के थ्रू अप्लाई करना चाहते हैं तो बिल्कुल आप कर सकते हैं। बहुत सपोर्ट है कॉलेज की तरफ से। दैट वाज वेरी मच विजिबल when ma'am joined us so early morning from Canada. Okay, so if you want to apply as soon as you can because seats are very limited. Overall 5.5 band. Can I get visa? No, not at all, Minoli. I would say don't even apply. सीडीए कॉलेज रिफंड कदों तक कर दिंदा है फीस? टाइम लगता है। ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਸੀਡੀਆਈ ਕਾਲਜ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਰਿਫੰਡ ਸੀ ਉਹ 2-3 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਵੀ ਲੱਗੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ, ਬਟ ਹੁਣ ਮੇਬੀ ਕਿ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਡੇਢ ਪੌਣੇ 2 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਚ ਰਿਫੰਡ ਆ ਹੀ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਅਜੇ ਸ਼ਹਿਬਾਜ਼, if ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਰਿਫੰਡ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਫਰॉम ਸੀਡੀਆਈ, ਏਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਆਏਗਾ ਨਹੀਂ, ਡੂ ਨਾਟ ਵਰੀ, ਆ ਜਾਏਗਾ ਬਟ ਟਾਈਮ ਲੱਗੇਗਾ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਕਾਫੀ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟਸ ਏਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਨੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਰਿਫੰਡਸ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਆ ਜਾਏਗਾ ਟਾਈਮ। ओके, 1 ਅਕਤੂਬਰ ਨੂੰ ਬਾਇਓ ਅਪਡੇਟ ਐਂਡ 8 ਨੂੰ ਮੈਡੀਕਲ ਅਪਡੇਟ। ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, 1 ਅਕਤੂਬਰ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਾਇਓਮੈਟ੍ਰਿਕ ਅਪਡੇਟ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ, ਫਿਰ ਮੈਡੀਕਲ ਅਪਡੇਟ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ। ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਆਫਰ ਲੈਟਰ ਵੀ, ਆਈ ਐਮ ਰੀਅਲੀ ਸੌਰੀ, ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਪੀਪੀਆਰ ਰਿਕੁਐਸਟ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਜਲਦੀ ਆ ਜਾਏਗੀ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਾਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਸੀ ਐਮ ਹੀਅਰ ਟੂ ਟੇਕ ਆਲ ਯੋਰ ਕਾਲਸ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਾਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਇਸੇ ਨੰਬਰ ਤੇ, ਸੋ ਆਈ ਕੈਨ ਆਨਸਰ ਯੋਰ ਆਪਸ਼ਨਸ। Param, it was not for the off letter, it would have been for the processing. That is adjustable, so don't worry. We are not charging you anything. Okay, Param? The off letter fees is free. That's the service charge, maybe that you have paid. I don't know. And that could also be adjustable in future. We don't charge anything. Okay, Param? So let me see some of the question that I have missed. PTE 58 है जी, बिल्कुल टोरंटो कैंपस 'ਚ ਹੋ ਜਾਏਗਾ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਾਨ ਮੈਡੀਕਲ ਵਾਲੇ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਹੋ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਮੈਥਸ ਹੈ, ਬਟ ਇਫ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਡੀਕਲ ਵਾਲੇ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟਸ ਹੋ, ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਪਿਓਰਲੀ ਬਾਇਓ ਵਾਲੇ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਹੋ, ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਾ ਚੂਜ਼ ਕਰੋ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਇਟ ਵੁੱਡ ਨਾਟ ਬੀ ਅ ਰੈਲੇਵੈਂਟ ਚੋਇਸ। ਚੂਜ਼ ਸਮਥਿੰਗ that is relevant to your studies. Okay. सो नवनीत कौर नवू, आई गेस आपका आंसर क्लियर हो गया था आपको। मैम नायगरा कॉलेज टोरंटो ਦੇ ਵੀਜ਼ਾ ਚਾਂਸਸ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਆ? 1 ਚ 5.5 ਨਾਲ। देखो नायगरा कॉलेज was पहला only there in Welland and in the region of Niagara Falls only, but then they started their campus on the main location, that is Toronto. Just courses are business, international business, hospitality and HRM, and they don't have any other course there. Only 4 courses are that they have outsourced in Niagara College Toronto. सो आप बिल्कुल अप्लाई कर सकते हैं 1 में 5.5 के साथ। अगर आप बिजनेस की बात करें, जनरल अगर आपका ऑफर लेटर भी आया हुआ है प्रांशु गुप्ता, यस बिल्कुल आपका जो वीजा आ जाता है। इवन नायगरा जो हमारा मेन कैंपस है और टोरंटो, दोनों में वीजा आ जाते हैं 1 पे 5.5 के साथ। जस्ट मी सेकंड, एक्सक्यूज मी, आई एम रियली सॉरी। प्रांशु गुप्ता, पहले तो ये चेक करना पड़ेगा कि आपको ऑफर लेटर मिलेगा या नहीं। अगर ऑफर लेटर आया हुआ है, यस 6.5 ओवरऑल जरूर होंगे आपके, अगर एक में 5.5 है तो यस वीजा मिलने के काफी चांसेस हैं प्रांशु। सो आई विल टेल यू वन थिंग, जब भी हम अप्लाई करते हैं एक में 5.5 के साथ, वी सी सो मेनी थिंग्स, वी ऑल्सो सी कि हमारे जो हमारा, मुझे कॉल आ रही थी शायद आप लोगों की, बट डिस्कनेक्ट हो गई, सो आई वुड से कोई बात नहीं, यू कैन कॉल मी बैक, जिनका भी कॉल था। ठीक, ठीक है। आपको एक चीज समझाना चाहती थी कि एक में 5.5 के साथ जब भी हम अप्लाई करते हैं, नो डाउट रिस्क रहता है, बट रिस्क के साथ साथ एक और चीज आपको समझाऊंगी कि अगर आपकी अकेडमिकली आप स्ट्रांग है, कोई ज्यादा गैप नहीं है, तो देयर वुड नॉट बी एनी मच प्रॉब्लम, तो फिर वीजा भी निकल जाता है, मैंने तो आई वुड से वीजा भी निकल जाता है। इफ यू हैव अप्लाइड इन एचआरएम, पहले अपने वेट करो ऑफ लेटर का, ऑफ लेटर आ गया, यस अगर आपकी परसेंटेज अच्छी हुई, 6.5 ओवरऑल हुए, तो आई वुड से कोई दिक्कत नहीं आएगी। हेलो,
गुड इवनिंग मैम।
गुड इवनिंग, गुड इवनिंग।
मैम एक्चुअली मुझे तो ये पूछना था कि हम क्लासेस से कितने दिन का लेके आना कर सकते हैं?
आप 21 डेज पहले, आपका कब का वीजा आया, कौन सी इनटेक का वीजा आया हुआ है?
क्या नहीं का?
जैन इनटेक का अगर वीजा आया तो आप दिसंबर में ट्रैवल कर सकते हो ओनली।
ओके
ठीक है, आप अभी ट्रैवल मत करना, आप सिर्फ दिसंबर में ही ट्रैवल कर सकते हैं।
ठीक है मैडम, तो कितने डेज आया था?
21 डेज।
ओके थैंक यू।
ओके, थैंक्स, बाय। यस, जनरल आर्ट्स एंड साइंसेज मेडिकल वाले स्टूडेंट ले सकते हैं, इट्स अ जनरल डिप्लोमा दैट मेडिकल, नॉन मेडिकल आर्ट्स स्टूडेंट्स, कॉमर्स स्टूडेंट्स ऑल कैन टेक। नाइग्रा कॉलेज टोरंटो कैंपस का वीजा सक्सेस रेशियो अमन बहुत अच्छा है, एंड आई विल टेल यू इट इज एज सेम एज नाइग्रा मेन कैंपस बिकॉज इट इज a Niagara college courses only. Thus the campus has been shifted to Toronto for some courses, ऐसा नहीं है, but वो main campus में फिर वो courses मिलेंगे नहीं, but yes there were students who were in want to only go for Toronto because of some reasons like family or friends, so उनके लिए उन्होंने they kept the thought कि चलो let's see कुछ courses को we can open there also, and it is a very good college. We are having so many visas for Niagara College Toronto as well for this intake, so I would say कि बहुत अच्छा success ratio for NCT भी है। After graduation 6 each ban for culinary skills still there, yes Param, it is fine, 6 each is SDS category profile only Param, okay, so there is no issue. So जितने भी students if they are applying on the basis of 6 each or 6.5 एक में 5.5, there is no problem, even if you are graduate there is no problem, you can apply on this basis as well. बहुत अच्छा वीजा सक्सेस रेशियो रहेगा, कोई दिक्कत नहीं रहेगी। और जितने भी बच्चे इस वक्त मेरे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं, आई वुड सजेस्ट देम टू प्लीज व्हाट्सएप मी एट द सेम नंबर दैट इज 9041390412। इन फैक्ट आई एम टेकिंग अप योर कॉल्स आल्सो, आई वुड नॉट बी आई नेवर मिस एनीबडीज कॉल। आज का जो सेशन था सुबह भी आपके साथ जुड़ी हुई थी, अभी भी आपके साथ जुड़ी हुई हूँ। देखो जाने का समय वैसे कहीं ना कहीं हो गया है, 10 मिनट्स ही रहते हैं, बट आई वुड सजेस्ट कि जितने भी बच्चे कहीं ना कहीं नाइग्रा कॉलेज या किसी भी कॉलेज में अप्लाई करना चाहते हैं, और अभी भी इवन इफ यू वांट टू गो फॉर जनवरी इनटेक, कहीं ना कहीं हद तक चांसेस हैं, सो अप्लाई कीजिए जल्दी से जल्दी। Sheridan College, as I've applied on 27th August and today is 13th October. I haven't. Then why are you even waiting? It has been like 3 days of August, 1 month of September, and 13 days of October. That means 1 month, 16 days, 46 days. You do not have to wait. इतने में तो आप अपना वीजा अप्लाई कर चुके होते, कहीं और कर लो, तरन सैनी। There is not only one college that you have to go for. You can apply for n number of colleges in Ontario. अभी तो आपके लिए सीट्स ही कम। आप मुझे एक बताइए, आप इतनी देर से वेट क्यों कर रहे थे? जब सितंबर में नहीं आया तो ऑफर लेटर, यू शुड हैव अप्लाइड समवेयर एल्स, बिकॉज़ अब आपको ये वाला कोर्स कहाँ मिलेगा? हेल्थ केयर के कोर्सेज कहाँ मिलेंगे? यू नीड टू कॉम्प्रोमाइज देम विद सम कोर्सेज दैट आर अवेलेबल नाउ। So Taran Seni, I could not say anything. If you still want to wait for Sheridan College, you can wait because it is a very competitive college. Sometimes offer letter नहीं भी आती. Don't have to wait. You have to go on. मई के लिए करो, टोरंटो जनवरी के लिए टोरंटो ब्रांटन जाना चाहते हो करो, but do it as soon as you can. स्टूडेंट इससे ना एक चीज समझ आती है मुझे कभी भी ना, जस्ट गिव मी अ ब्रेक, आई रियली वांट टू हैव वाटर. मैं आपको एक चीज जरूर समझाऊंगी. कभी भी ना आपकी जब भी आपको मैं एक चीज समझाना चाहूंगी कि आप एक ऑफ लेटर अप्लाई करते हैं, थोड़ा टाइम नहीं आता, गो फॉर सम अदर. हेलो.
हेलो.
हाँ जी, जी जी बताइए.
हेलो.
हाँ जी. So Tarun, I was just saying before the call, कि go for some other, okay? Then Tarun Saini, go apply for the fee. Tarun, fees pay कर दो नाइग्रा की. Do not wait. Do not wait. It's just 2 days. You have to pay fees by tomorrow anyhow. And I don't know कल fees pay हो भी पाएगी या नहीं because of Ram Navami, and we have a fest. So 9th day of Navratri is tomorrow. I am not very sure कि कल आपकी फीस अब ट्रांसफर हो भी पाएगी या नहीं, फिर आपको सुबह सुबह 15th को करनी पड़ेगी. बट 15th इज ऑल्सो दशहरा. दशहरा कल हमारी रामनवमी करके छुट्टी हो सकती है, परसों दशहरा करके बैंक क्लोज हो सकते हैं. आई डोंट नो, यू हैव टू नाउ टेक द एक्सटेंशन फ्रॉम कॉलेज, बट यू हैव टू एनी हाउ गो फॉर द नायग्रा फीस, अदरवाइज आई कांट से मच अबाउट इट. आपने इस तरह हमारे थ्रू अप्लाई किया, कहीं और से किया है, प्लीज गो फॉर द फीस, आई वुड से. सो कल हमारी 9th डे ऑफ नवरात्रि है, रामनवमी कहते हैं हम, फिर दशहरा है. सो गुड डेज आर कमिंग गोइंग ऑन, एंड आई वुड जस्ट सजेस्ट बी पॉजिटिव, बी गुड टू एवरीबडी, एंड वीजा आपका जरूर आए. आई होप एंड आई विश फॉर ऑल माई स्टूडेंट दैट दे शुड गेट द वीजाज. उनके वीजाज स्टैम्प होकर भी जल्दी से आ जाएं, वो ट्रैवल भी कर लें. ट्रैवल ओपन हो गया है, सब कोविड से बचे रहें, सबकी फैमिली एंड फ्रेंड्स हेल्दी रहें. बस यही आई वुड जस्ट सजेस्ट टू एवरीबडी टू बी सेफ, टू बी yes, yes, Taran Saini. For fees only, if bank is closed, how will you transfer your fees? Tell me. You should have asked me before. Now you have to anyhow figure out, take extension. I could answer you, but what you want to know about visitor visa? Visitor visa is for the people who wants to visit their extended family. जिदा आई वुड से किसी की डॉटर है, किसी की सन है, किसी के चाचा ताया जी हैं, कोई भी रहता है, बुआ जी रहते हैं, anybody is there in Canada, if they want to visit them, that is called as visitor visa. So if you want to apply visitor visa, you don't need much of the efforts, nothing is required. It's just आप फाइनेंशियली यहाँ कितने स्टेबल हैं, करते क्या है यहाँ पर, किसको मिलने जाना चाहते हैं, कहाँ से इनविटेशन आया है, वो सब you need to show to the embassy. You can apply for your visitor visa. And अगर आप ये पूछना चाहते हैं कि visitor visa आ रहा है या नहीं, तो बिल्कुल visitor visas आ रहे हैं. So I would say कि जल्दी जल्दी अपना अप्लाई करना चाहते हो तो कर सकते हो. नवनीत कौर नवू, I would just say yes, माइंडे के लिए कुछ कोर्सेज होंगे अवेलेबल. आप प्लीज मुझे एक बार जरूर कॉन्टैक्ट कीजिए. ओके नवनीत, आप मुझे एक बार कॉन्टैक्ट कीजिए, तभी मैं आपको बता सकती हूँ. ਜਦੋਂ ਰਮਨ ਐਮਬੈਸੀ ਆਫਿਸਰ ਵਰਕ ਕਰਨਾ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਫਾਈਲ ਤੇ, ਉਦੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਮੈਡੀਕਲ ਬਾਇਓਮੈਟ੍ਰਿਕ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਅਪਡੇਟ ਹੋਏਗਾ, ਰਿਵਿਊ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਹੋਏਗਾ, ਵੀਜ਼ਾ ਆਏਗਾ. ਓਕੇ, ਸੋ ਡੂ ਨਾਟ ਹੈਵ ਟੂ ਥਿੰਕ ਮਚ. ਬਾਇਓਮੈਟ੍ਰਿਕ ਅਪਡੇਟ ਹੋਣ ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੈ ਬਾਇਓਮੈਟ੍ਰਿਕ ਵੈਲਿਡਿਟੀ बनना, मतलब थोड़ा वैलिडेशन लेटर आएगा 10 साल ਲਈ, ਫਿਰ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਾਇਓਮੈਟ੍ਰਿਕ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਵੈਲਿਡੇਟ ਹੈ. ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਫਿੰਗਰਪ੍ਰਿੰਟ ਹੋਣਗੇ, ਫਿੰਗਰਪ੍ਰਿੰਟਿੰਗ ਹੋਏਗੀ, ਉਸ ਇੱਕ ਮਤਲਬ ਇੱਕ ਹਿਊਮਨ ਦੀ ਫਿੰਗਰਪ੍ਰਿੰਟਿੰਗ ਮੈਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਹੋਰ ਨਾਲ, ਤਾਂ ਐਡਮਿਸਿਬਿਲਿਟੀ ਲਈ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਰਹੇ, ਕੋਈ ਫਰਾਡ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ. ਫਿੰਗਰਪ੍ਰਿੰਟਿੰਗ ਇਜ਼ ਨੈਸੈਸਰੀ ਟੂ ਨੋ ਕਿ ਕੋਈ ਇੱਕ ਇਨਸਾਨ ਕਿਸੇ ਹੋਰ ਇਨਸਾਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ, ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ, ਕੋਈ ਗਲਤ ਫਰਾਡ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ, ਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਕੁਝ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸੇਫਟੀ ਸੇਕ ਹੁੰਦਾ. ਤੇ ਬਾਇਓਮੈਟ੍ਰਿਕ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ 'ਚ ਜਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਹੋਰ ਕੰਟਰੀ 'ਚ, ਲਾਈਕ US 'ਚ ਵੀ ਹੈ, ਹੋਰ ਕੰਟਰੀਜ਼ 'ਚ ਵੀ ਹੈ. ਤੇ ਬਾਇਓਮੈਟ੍ਰਿਕ ਹੋਏਗਾ, ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ 10 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਲਈ ਵੈਲਿਡ ਹੈ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਾਉਣਾ ਪਏਗਾ। ਓਕੇ अजय कुमार, बिकॉज एक स्टूडेंट थोड़ी ना अप्लाई कर रहा है कनाडा, पता नहीं कितने हैं, ते बायोमेट्रिक डेट लेट नहीं हो रही है, असि काफी ज्यादा रश पाया हुआ है। तरन कौर, ओके प्लीज आप मुझे व्हाट्सएप कर दीजिए, ऐसे आई विल मिस इट। प्लीज ये आपने फाइलर से बात कर लीजिए, दैट दे विल डू ओनली, सो यू बी इन कॉन्टैक्ट विद योर फाइलर, कॉल देम एंड दे विल डू इट। एक सेकंड दीजिए। Okay, so hello, just disconnect, call got disconnected, so some of the students were messaging me, मेरा उनको reply करना बहुत बहुत ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈ, so I didn't miss it। रिव्यू स्टार्ट होने तो बाद कितना टाइम च रिजल्ट आਉਂਦੇ ਆ, ਐਸਸੀਐਸ ਫਾਈਲ ਦੇ ਤਾਂ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਐਸਸੀਐਸ ਨॉन ਐਸਸੀਐਸ ਦੀ ਉਹ ਕੋਈ ਡਿਸਕ੍ਰਿਮੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਨਗੇ। ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ, ਅੱਜ ਹੈ, ਅੱਜ ਵੀ ਹੈ, ਕੋਈ ਡਿਸਕ੍ਰਿਮੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, ਬਟ ਯੈਸ नॉन एससीएस कैटेगरी ऑलवेज टेक्स मच मोर टाइम, बट ਅੱਜ ਇਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ कि एसडीएस जल्दी आएगा, नॉन एससीएस बहुत लेट आएगा, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होएगा। ओके, थैंक यू सो मच स्टूडेंट्स, ऐसे ही हमारे साथ बने रहने के लिए। बस जाने से कुछ समय रह गए, 2-3 मिनट रह गए, कुछ जाने से पहले बस इतना ही कहना चाहूंगी कि आज का जो लाइव हमारा रहा नायग्रा कॉलेज के साथ रहा। अगर कोई नए बच्चे हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं, दे टोल्ड अ लॉट ऑफ गुड थिंग्स, उनके नए प्रोग्राम्स ओपन हो रहे हैं, जो कि हमारा सोशल मीडिया मैनेजमेंट, सप्लाई चेन मैनेजमेंट, बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स, ऐसे कुछ कोर्सेज अप्लाई करना चाहते हो अगर आप, तो आने वाले कुछ समय में, मतलब दे है आने वाले कुछ इनटेक्स में कोर्सेज अवेलेबल हैं, और जनवरी और मई के लिए भी कुछ सीट्स अवेलेबल हैं। दे विल प्रोवाइड ऑफर लेटर सून नाउ। अगर आपका वीजा आ गया तो यू हैव टू कॉन्टैक्ट देयर टीम फॉर ट्रैवलिंग, दैट इज ncquarantine@niagaracollege.ca। ਗੁਰਵਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ, ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਸੂ ਕਾਲਜ ਓਪਨ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ ਮੇਨ ਟੇਕ ਲਈ, ਕਾਫੀ ਚੰਗੇ ਕੋਰਸ ਓਪਨ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ, ਬਹੁਤ ਲਿਮਿਟਿਡ ਹੈ, ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਆ ਜਾਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਆਫ ਲੈਟਰ। ਮੈਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਹੋਪ ਕਰਾਂਗੀ, ਪਰ ਇੱਕ ਆਪਸ਼ਨ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਚੱਲੋ, ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਸੂ ਕਾਲਜ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਕੰਪੀਟੀਟਿਵ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ। But yes, seats got available for May. We have also applied for some students, and hopefully you all will get your offer letter. See, students, even if the colleges are available, we are still in doubt that they will give offer or not, even if you are eligible, because anyhow I want to say कि थोड़ा सा आजकल ऐसी चीजें चल रही हैं, ठीक है। got LOA today, okay। Ajay Kamboj, आपका USA, you were telling me about your friends USA, so you guys, we can help for USA to anybody who's coming to our office। We can help you for USA application, interview preparation, I-20 and everything, because we are AIRC certified members and we know how and what else, I would say कि क्या क्या चीजें इंक्लूडेड होती है व्हेन इट कम्स टू यूएस स्टडी वीजा। हम इसके बारे में ब्रीफली शेयर भी करते रहते हैं अबाउट I-27 एंड एवरीथिंग। आजकल का जो वक्त चल रहा है वो यूएस से स्टडी वीजा के लिए बहुत ही परफेक्ट चल रहा है। एंड इफ यू वांट टू अप्लाई आल्सो फॉर यूके, यूएसए, दुबई, एनी कंट्री, वी आर हियर टू हेल्प यू। एंड आई रियली वांट कि आप जितना जल्दी हो सके उतना जल्दी हमारे साथ जुड़ जाएं, व्हाट्सएप करें, कमेंट करें, एंड थैंक यू सो मच। ऐसे ही बने रहिए हमारे साथ। जाने का समय कहीं ना कहीं हो गया है, बट आपके जितने भी क्वेश्चन थे वो मैं आंसर करके जा रही हूँ। नाइग्रा कॉलेज की लैंडमार्क के लिए एप्लीकेशन का फी वेवर है जो एंड तक बच्चे मेरे साथ जुड़े हैं, जल्दी से जल्दी अप्लाई कीजिए। थैंक यू सो मच, बाय बाय।